Okay, so we're going to do some Pilates. So we're going to start on our back. So the idea with Pilates is lots of concentration, lots of focus on the breathing, lots of focus on the core, ribs, shoulder blades, head position, and we're building up our strength in our local muscles. So we'll just start with a real beginner class, okay, and we'll just do lots of repetitions working on our core, back muscles, glutes, okay? So we're going to start on our lower backs. So lying on your back, and you're in this nice position. So your ribs are in line with your pelvis, your chin is tucked in gently, and your shoulder blades are sliding down the mat. Okay, and then just focus on that breathing. So just watch that gentle rise of your tummy as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, soften your ribs down into the mat. Make sure that there's no firmness in your belly, so your tummy muscles are nice and relaxed. When we're talking about our core, we're not talking about our tummy muscles here. We're more talking about our deepest abdominals and our pelvic floor here in and around our pelvis, okay? So there's two different tummy muscles, core much deeper. All right. And we're just going to start off with some nice easy leg lifts. So breathing in, lift the leg, breathe out to lower. You can change how you do your breathing, it doesn't really matter, but generally we say to breathe out on the effort. So breathe out, lifting up, breathe in to lower. Left leg, breathe out, breathe in to lower. So basically you just want to be aware of your breathing. You want to try and tie the movements in with your breathing. Okay, then this time we're going to lift up. So the big thing here is hands on the pelvis. Your pelvis isn't moving. And we're going to straighten the leg, lower, back to our tabletop position, and down. Left leg. Lift, tabletop, stretch it out, lower, back to this position, and down. And again, so we're just alternating, and I'll talk you through it in a little bit more detail as we go. Okay, so you should have here a nice neutral curve in your pelvis. So that's not flattened down against the mat, it's not really arched, it's nice and neutral. And you've got a gentle drawing in of the lower abdomen. So below your belly button is gently drawn in towards the spine. Okay, so no movement through the spine as you're doing the exercise. So here, staying nice and still, your abdominals aren't hard and your breathing is nice and smooth. And back up. So keep going with this level if you're happy. So this is level 1, a little bit easy, okay? But to progress, what we're going to do is lift one leg up, then lift the other leg. So you might need to draw the belly button a little bit more firmly towards the spine, keeping that neutral spine here. Ribs stay gently down, neutral spine in the pelvis, and then we're going to do the same thing again. But from both legs, lifted position, so it's a little bit harder. If you find this is straining on your lower back, if your lower back is moving, then come back down to 1 foot down at all times. So just making the exercise to your level, okay? And I've completely forgot to mention the breathing. Breathe out to lower, breathe in, back up, breathe out, breathe in. So pelvis is nice and steady, ribs are in line with the pelvis. Nice and slow. If you notice clicking in your hip, you might need to change the angle that you're doing it at. So if when you go to here, that hip clicks, just do it straight out and back. okay? So straight out and back. So you can speed it up a little bit and just do legs straight out. Or you can keep lowering that leg and back up. Lowering that leg, it's a bit more of a challenge, and back up. Breathing should be nice and smooth. Okay, and then we're going to come into our hip twists. Okay, so maybe just bend the leg back down, twist the knees from side to side, just loosening things out. And then we're going to come back into our different levels. So to make it easier, you're going to keep the feet down, and what we're going to do is lift one leg up so to our ankle is in line with our knee is in line with our hip, and then we're just going to open that knee out to the side and back in, out to the side and back in. So we'll do 5 on the left in this position, and then we'll do 5 on the right, and then I'll show you the more advanced option. So the pelvis, again, you can keep your fingertips on your ribs and your pelvis, and nothing is moving there. So the only thing that we're allowing movement at here is our hip. And lower down, and then lift the right leg, gentle drawing in of the abdomen, of the lower abdomen. Leg out to the side and back in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. And then you're going to keep going with that, okay? So one leg out to the side. You can do one leg at a time, alternating, or you can do 5 repetitions at a time, up to you. Otherwise, we're going to come back into double leg lift. So draw in the belly button gently and lift the other leg up, and you're going to do the same thing from here. So we're going to do alternates. So right leg out to the side, back to knee and hip and ankle in line, left leg out to the side. Breathing out and in. Exhale, inhale. Gentle drawing of the belly button towards the spine. Nice neutral spine, so that everyone's is different in terms of what feels comfortable. So just have your lower back wherever feels comfortable, but it doesn't need to be imprinted into the ground, and it doesn't want to be moving as you're doing the leg twists. Imagine that you have a wee string between both them bones at the front, and that's slightly taut, and you don't want any change of that. Exhale out the side, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. To make it a little bit harder, we're going to bring our arms into it, okay? So having the arms raised up ahead, and then exhale out, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Okay, now this is going to be a coordination challenge. We're going to do opposite arm reaches back as the knee falls out to the side. So with this, minding your breathing, there's an awful lot to concentrate on. And then let's come back in. So it's the same thing if your legs are down. Okay, on the opposite arm. Okay, or if your legs are up. So what we're going to do here though is we're going to come back to our sliding out. So you're going to lift up from here and down. Lift up, leg out and down. Or you're going to do it from this position. Okay, so again we're going to try and add in the hands, and this time you can try and see, can you add in both hands? It means less coordination issues, just a bit more challenge so that the ribs don't go with the hands. So you want to keep your engagement of your ribs down. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. And then lower the legs down, relax the hands down, lift the back, rock the knees from side to side, loosen things out. Okay, and now we're going to come into our bridge roll. Okay, so with bridge roll, we're going to lift up into the bridge position, but we're going to do it segment by segment. So the first thing I want you to do is thinking of that pelvis, like rolling it back so that your lower back flattens. Then you're lifting your tailbone, your lower back, your ribs, mid back, all the way up, and then you come down in reverse. Ribs, mid back, lower back, tailbone. Okay, and the opposite. So coming all the way up, and you're trying to keep again that alignment of the ribs and the pelvis, so you're not splaying up. So you've got control as you're doing it. So you want to think of your spine here like a string of pearls, so that each segment is coming up one by one by one. Ribs down, mid back, lower back, tailbone. Tailbone tucks under, back flattens, tailbone lifts, lower back, mid back, ribs. Trying to keep your hip, knee and ankles in line throughout the exercise. And this time we're going to hold the position when we're up. You can practice just holding the position, breathing into the belly. Otherwise, we're going to try and lift one leg up. So back up into that table position, straighten the leg, lower, bend. Left leg lifts, tabletop position, straighten, lower, back down, and the right. So the big thing here is fingers on the pelvis, okay, and your pelvis should be level. So there's no dipping of one side of the pelvis when the other side leg lifts. So it's really about keeping that pelvis level. Lower, foot to the ground, foot lifts, tabletop, straight leg, lower, foot to the ground. Tabletop, straighten, lower, foot to the ground. Bring your hands up if you want to challenge. Okay, you need to be sure though that your pelvis isn't rotating. It's nice and steady. So lots of repetitions. One more on each side. And down. Straight, lower, and down. All the way down. Hug the knees into the chest. Okay, so now we're going to come onto our side and we're going to do some glute work. Okay, so already we've warmed up the spine, core, and now we're going to come onto our side and do some glute work. So lying on the side, might be nice to grab a cushion at this point to put under your head. I'm just going to keep my hand on my head in my hand, but preferably pop your head on a little cushion. Okay, so you see here when we get onto our side that I've got a really big curve here. Okay, we want to flatten the curve. Oh, there you go. We want to keep the side body nice and long. So that means moving the pelvis away from the rib cage. Okay, so you imagine that you've got like a little gap here for a Malteser sitting under your side body here. So the shoulders are in line with the ribs are in line with the pelvis. draw the ribs back if they're splaying forward, so just gently draw the ribs back. Check to see that your feet are in line with your hips, okay? And then just make sure that side body's nice and long, okay? So you can be lying stretched out on your arm like so, or on a cushion. But because I'm talking to you, I'm going to keep my head up. Okay, so from here we're going to do some clams, which is working our glutes, bum muscles, glutes, whatever you want. This is the deep glute med portion of our glutes that we're working here. So we're going to go through a couple of different levels. The big thing is side body long. Imagine that you've got a drink sitting here on your pelvis. Your pelvis isn't moving, it's just the hip. Okay, so keep your ankles where they are. Lift the top knee and back down. Good. So it's not a big movement. Nice. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And breathing in. So it feels really easy at the start, but wait till we get about 20 of them in, and then you'll soon know what we're trying to achieve. You should be feeling it here, less so in the front of the hip. Keep that side body long. Imagine we've got our glass of wine here. You don't want that moving. Okay, so once you've got the habit of that, you either keep going with that level or we progress it. Okay, we're going to be here for quite a few repetitions, so you decide which way you want to do it, progressing or not. So to progress it, we're going to simply lift the ankles off the ground and then do the exact same thing. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in. Okay, and another progression if you want. Just lift the right ankle away from the left. Same thing. You should start to feel the burn here in your glutes. Check in with your side body. Is it nice and long? You shouldn't feel that your left hip is doing anything. It's not stabilizing here. The pelvic muscles are stabilizing and the glutes. Really nice. Focus on that breathing. 5 more. No idea how many we've done. Just, I'm starting to feel it in my glutes, so I'm hoping you are too. One. Good. And then next exercise, so you're going to have the bottom leg bent. Okay. Top leg is straight. Okay, so nice and straight. Move the top hip away. Okay, so you've got that gap. And side body's nice and long, ribs are back. So your foot shouldn't be forward off your hip, it should be slightly behind the pelvis, okay? And then we're just going to slowly lower all the way up and then half the way down. All the way up and then down to in line with the pelvis. Breathing out, breathing in. I always find it easy to count on this one. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, down. So side body's long. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to draw some circles when we get up. So circles. Oh, you should be really starting to feel that burn. Keep that side body long. The tendency now is to want to just collapse in and push down through our left hip. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep our side body long. Now let's change the direction of the circle. Good, really nice. And lower down. So you should be feeling a bit of a burn here in the glute. We're going to just stretch that out. So you're going to step the right foot forward up the left and just feel that stretch through the outside of the glute. Oh yes. Nice and smooth breath. And then let's come on to the other side. So I'm going to set ourselves up. So shoulders, hips, check the ankles are all in line, okay? And then let's move that pelvis away from our ribs back. So we've got our nice long side body position. And then you're resting the head hopefully on a cushion, only I'm being lazy here. Okay, so let's start off with our level 1 clam. So just simply lifting the top knee. Breath out and breath in. Belly soft. The glutes doing all the work. Trying to get those bum muscles working. So they're pretty important when we stand on one leg. This muscle that we're trying to work, stabilize the pelvis. So lift those ankles if you want to progress. Lift the top knee. I think you get a bit more range with this one as well, which is nice. I feel like I have to talk to the camera here. A bit more to do in yoga. Really nice. So you should really feel that burn. Keep the side body long, ribs back. Progress again if you want. Lift that ankle. Breathing out. Takes quite a few repetitions to get the burn, but you'll get there. Okay, let's go on to our straight leg lifts. Okay, so foot slightly behind the pelvis, lift that leg and slowly down. And again. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, and in. Out, 1, 2, 3, and in. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, and in. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, and in. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, and in. Good. Now let's draw our circles. Can't remember how many of these we did. We'll just go till my bum feels sore. Starting to get there. And reverse. Good. Okay, let's turn on to our tummies. Okay, so we're going to work the muscles at the back of our neck and our back in general. Okay, so we're going to create a little diamond shape here with our fingers, and you're going to rest your forehead into the diamond. Okay, so what I want you to do is shift your shoulder blades down your back. Your chin is tucked in, and you're just going to simply lift the head and the neck. So this is a really nice exercise if you've been on the computer. If your head is always forward of your chest. So you're going to hold up for 10 and slowly lower. And again, shoulders down the back, chin tucks in and lift. So it should feel like you're lengthening the back of the neck. You shouldn't be lifting too much from your lower back. It's from the crown of the head to where your bra strap would be, or mid back is. Breathing out, lift the head. Breathing in, lower the head. Breathing out, lift the head. Breathing in, lower. T-breath disturbance there, sorry folks. Okay, so we're going to progress this on. Forehead down, hands are down by your side. Fingertips pointing towards your heels. Okay, and then we're going to lift the head. So keep the chin tucked in and just slowly lift the head. Arms can lift slightly, but really maintain that fingertips towards the heel action. And lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. Hold it for 10, breathing into the belly. So slight drawing of your tailbone away from down and back here. And lower. And again, chin tucked in, palms towards your hips, palms lift, fingertips away, head lifts, and hold. And lower. So that tailbone moves down and away, slight engagement through the glutes, fingertips lift, head lifts, chin tucked in. So remember your head is an extension of your spine, okay? So you're not arching and looking up, your chin is tucked in. Breathe into the belly's soft, and lower down. Move that tailbone down and away, so you're gently drawn up at the front, fingertips left. Hold for 10, and down. And again. This time if you want you can lift the feet. Give yourself an extra challenge. Raise the arms out to the side into a T shape. Lower the hands, lower the feet, lower the head. And again, tuck that tailbone under. Gently lift, feet lift, arms raise out to the side, and down, and lower. And again, lift, arms out to the side, and back down, and lower. And lift, and lower, and down. Tuck the tailbone under, lift, arms out to the side, lower, and down. Okay, and that's probably enough. So we're going to press down to our hands, sit your bottom back on your heels, stretch out into our child's pose. Really nice. So just let that lower back round and lengthen after it's been doing some work. And then come on to our hands and knees, and we'll just finish with some book opens, okay, or twists. So we're going to inhale, reach up, and then exhale, reach under our arm. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then swap sides, so the right hand lifts. Inhale, exhale, twist under the left. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale on the twist. And last one. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so that was 30 minutes on the dot class. And just doing some basic Pilates, lots of repetitions, lots of focus on the breathing. We'll come back to it again, probably do a bit more yoga, but the Pilates will do little bits of in around the 20 to 30 minute mark, and just trying to build up that core deep muscle strength. Okay.